All right, curiosity seekers. I have come across something that I don't know anything about, and I'm wondering if somebody has some insight. But this is a part that I just found in Lake Murray, South Carolina. It was in what would have normally been about 3 feet of water, but the lake is down right now because they do that in the winter. It's a dam controlled lake. So I grabbed this out of a couple inches of water. And when I grabbed it, it was completely encrusted in organic material and mud and all those things. So it just looked like a dirty pipe. And I thought I was grabbing a piece of dirty pipe garbage out of the lake to clean it up. I spent about 10 or 15 minutes on the wire wheel side of my bench grinder and got it cleaned off like this. And as you can see, it's very much different than a dirty pipe. A lot of interesting features here. I cannot for the life of me understand what this is. And what's interesting is, as you can see, there's a place here that looks like a seal of some sort might have gone in. This would have been more like a washer-shaped thing. And then it's got not one, two, but three grooves that look very similar to what we would see on things that have O-rings on them, right? So if this was a thing that needed sealed on something that went around it, you would put O-rings there. This would be a flat type of thing. But here's what's fascinating. There's one down here that is almost completely intact. Now you can see from the pitting on this, this has been around for a minute. Now, just for reference, this is not ferrous at all. This is a very low density piece of material. Obviously some sort of an aluminum alloy. It's not stainless steel, it's not iron or anything like that. But how bizarre, right? That there is one seal of some sort. It's degraded a lot, but it's basically intact. It's an O-ring kind of thing down here. Now, you might be saying, well, geez, Reeves, you had it on the bench grinder and you probably tore those others out. No, it didn't go that way. There was nothing in these grooves. So either there was nothing in these grooves and there was only one here, or whatever was in these grooves was a radically different material than what is in this groove, and these decayed away much faster than this other one did. That seems a little far-fetched, but I'm just telling you guys what I observed. Got this out of the water, it was all dirty, cleaned it up, and this is what happened. This thing is in pretty good shape. These clearly gone, and while I was grinding it, I didn't see anything but mud and dirt and roots and, little lake animals and stuff coming out of there. I didn't feel like I was grinding out more versions of what this was. So that's a little interesting. But I know anybody looking at this is going, well, duh, it's obviously some kind of a piston that had seals, and we don't care why that one stayed on and these didn't. But here's the damnedest thing about it. This is clearly not a piston because it is completely hollow and completely smooth. So there goes your piston theory, right? I have no idea why you would take a smooth thing like this, and I don't know how well you can see in there. I just, cleaned it up a little bit as best I could in the laundry sink, but that's basically a smooth pipe in there, right? Looks no different than a water pipe or something. Yet with all this machining on it out here. Another interesting feature, I have not put a mic on this to see if it's true, but you kind of get the impression, right, that with this tapered neck here, it might very well fit into a duplicate of this thing at this end. It almost kind of looks like this was made for multiple of these things to hook together at that seal with this neck inside of this shoulder. I have no idea what this thing could be. I have no idea why somebody would make something like this that apparently is very much designed to be sealed a lot, yet is, once again, completely hollow and has a smooth interior. There don't seem to be any ridges or edges or anything on there for any interior O-rings. I am at a loss for what this part could, would, or might have once been. Anyone with any ideas, thoughts, observations? I'm curious to know. And it may be important to note, probably not for the design of the part, but I just think it's curious that you can see from the severe pitting on this thing, this has been in the lake for a minute. This didn't happen last summer, right? This has been a while. There's some really, really deep pitting on this thing, and that takes a minute to happen. Aluminum tends to not have a whole lot of reaction with lake water. If this was salt water, it'd be totally different discussion. This might be a year old in salt water, but this is, I think, pretty old in a freshwater lake. So anybody has any ideas, let me know. I'm curious.